With that, I'll yield to the ranking member for an opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Kiley, and thank you to the witnesses for being here today. I'm encouraged that all of the witnesses submitted testimony that recognizes the opportunities and the challenges of artificial intelligence in K-12 education. We are at a pivotal time in education, and the path we choose will determine whether we can equip students and educators with the tools, the critical thinking skills, and the knowledge they need to succeed in an ever-evolving, technologically driven world. Artificial intelligence is not in the distant future, it's in our schools right now. It's shaping how students are educated and how they learn. And although this is an exciting prospect, it also presents significant challenges, particularly regarding equity and regulation. Without a doubt, dismantling the Department of Education will exacerbate inequities and set us back as a nation. The Department of Education is not just a building. Through its programs, it plays a pivotal role in closing achievement gaps and helping to meet the goal that all students, including those in rural and low-income communities and including students with disabilities, have an opportunity to access high-quality public education. It is the Department of Education that helps level the playing field and provides critical resources that many districts are not able to afford without federal funding. Title I, for example, provides resources for schools with high concentration of poverty, a lifeline for the schools that need it the most. In fact, every witness here today mentioned in their testimony the importance of access, which is one of the main points of Title I. It's unclear what will happen to Title I, but without experienced implementation at the Department of Education, it's likely, assuming it survives, we will see support severely cut or limited, and the prospect of waivers to block grant Title I, which some Republicans are advocating for, is troubling because without accountability systems, we won't know if the dollars will go to the highest need schools, resulting in deepening inequities and academic gaps. It's also important to mention that the Trump administration cut funding for a significant portion of federal grants that support education, educator professional development, including the Teacher Quality Partnership. Thankfully, federal courts have ordered the administration to restore these funds. Professional development opportunities are crucial to equip educators with evidence-based teaching practices, as well as prepare educators on AI technologies and other necessary skills needed to educate students for the 21st century. It's no question that a loss of funding or inconsistent funding or delayed funding disbursement will disproportionately harm struggling low-income and rural schools and students. Without a robust and equitable funding system with a strong accountability framework, the digital divide will widen, technology disparities will mirror existing inequalities, and that will leave vulnerable students with fewer opportunities to benefit from AI-integrated learning environments or to learn proper guardrails surrounding the use of AI. During the 1990s and early 2000s, as technology was rapidly evolving, it was the Department of Education that led efforts to close the digital divide. Without federal leadership, we would have seen even greater inequities. Unfortunately, today, the Department of Education is still reeling from a significant reduction in force, including the elimination of the Office of Educational Technology. This office was instrumental in guiding schools on the safe and ethical integration of new technologies like AI, providing resources on data security and best practices. With the OET gone, we risk leaving schools and students unprepared for AI's opportunities and challenges. And related to the topic today, the massive chainsaw cuts to IES, the Institute of Education Sciences, is absurd. Research helps educators and policymakers make good decisions, and that's not something local school districts and states can easily replicate. Several states, including Virginia, California, and my home state of Oregon, have started developing guidance and policies about AI use in the classroom. But without the Department of Education's leadership, states are left to navigate this complex landscape on their own, which again creates inconsistencies and exacerbates achievement gaps. And we recognize that local schools and districts have the authority already to determine local decisions, whether it be teacher standards, class size, curriculum, that is local. But it is this federal investment in research and leadership that makes a difference. So as we grapple with the role of AI in education, we must equip students with the skills necessary to survive in today's society and economy. The jobs of tomorrow will demand proficiency in technology, including in AI. And without proper education, students, especially those from underfunded districts, will find themselves at a disadvantage, unable to compete in an increasingly globalized economy. But this issue isn't just about access to technology. It's how we use the technology. As AI is integrated into classrooms, we must be diligent so it does not reinforce existing biases or create new ones. With the department's staffing cuts and an overwhelming caseload, the Office for Civil Rights in the Department of Education, which addresses discrimination in schools through investigation, they're struggling to keep up. We need federal leadership and research to help guide the use of AI in schools so all students, regardless of their zip code, income, race, have the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive in this new digital age. That's clear from the testimony of the witnesses today, and it's also clear that eliminating the Department of Education, and for that matter, the National Science Foundation and other research-based entities, is antithetical to that goal. So as we move forward, Democrats are committed to providing equal access to public education for all students. We're looking for reasonable policymakers from either side of the aisle to join us in strengthening local schools by preserving these important federal investments in education and education research. This should not be a partisan issue. It affects every student, teacher, and family in the country, and it most certainly affects our potential for growth and competitiveness in a global economy. I look forward to the conversation, and I yield back the balance of my time.